Know this for your math SAT coming up in June. Otherwise, you're cooked. Get ready. Let's go. First thing, percentage is a part of a whole, certain fraction of an object. How do you know? They will tell you that. How do you calculate it? Leave the answer choice in decimal. When you're working with it, it will be easy. You may see some growth. How do you know? They will add +1 to it. It's to a certain rate. That's how you know we're increasing. But when we see negative sign, is decay. Decay, but remember, what is left is not what decayed. You may decay 60%, but what is left will be 40%. Watch for that. That's a trap. And this is the biggest one. They will give you a bunch of numbers. You have to do percentage changes. The actual percentage change is the final minus the initial, and the initial. You buy something, you increase percentage multiple times, you don't add it up. You just do individual percentages. That's the first clue. Now, rate is what kills most people. It's the distance you drive. I know you know how to drive. Distance over time. That's the velocity. It's a rate. You cannot add rate together. When you're doing rate, sometimes you got to calculate distance and the time and then recalculate it. That's the key. I will show you. And that's the average speed. Most people get caught up with average speed. They think you can have the rate, the speed together. You cannot do that. Example, a student walked to a school at 5 miles per hour and return along the same route at 6 miles per hour. What is the student average speed for the entire trip? It's not 10. Once again, it's not 10. You take one speed, multiply by each other, times 2, divided by those two speeds will give you the average speed. Watch for that. SAT trap. You get number 1. Now, exponents. Of course, you got to know a bunch of variables. But don't panic. They are straightforward. This is a trap. X raised to 0 is always 1. This one, multiplication, you just had them. This is the same as multiplication, right? All affecting each individual out of the bracket. So m times n is the right answer. When you're dividing, you subtract it. When you have a negative, it's a fraction of that number. And then when the bracket is outside of the exponent, it affects everybody. This, you got to know it. They're not going to give you something like that, but they'll give you a bunch of algebra that you got to apply your exponential strategy. Line slope is a straightforward one. Why? He has a something slope, and he has to intersect something. This is what it looked like. M is the slope. C is the y-intercept with every change of x. And the slope, another way to show it is a change in the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. That's all. You can just flip this to make it a point equation. S2 minus S1, go and multiply M. That's the 2-point equation. And of course, this is a trap. You see it all the time. When two lines are parallel, they have the same slope, right? Same slope. You don't have to do anything. Example, if it's 2, but when a line is perpendicular to each other, it's the negative reciprocal of that value. So minus 1/2. Now, system of equation is big on the SAT. Don't worry. If you have desmos, golden. If you know how to use it, golden. I will link a video that will help you learn it. But this is the key. This is what I want you to know. Don't memorize it, but intuitively think about it. Different slope, if the system has different slope and intersect, it's a different equation altogether. And therefore, they're going to intersect one solution. But if the same slope, you got to ask yourself, are they infinitely many solution or zero solution? How do you know? Look at the intercept. Same slope, different intercept. That will become what? Zero solution. But you have the same intercept, is the same equation, therefore infinitely many solution. This slide is your golden key to passing the SAT over 700 because you going to get a question on it. Quadratics, straightforward. This is the standard form, right? This is the vectors form where H and K are the vectors that you're going to plot. When they give you equation and they give you vectors, make sure you put in the vectors form. They give you a factor information, the root, put in the factored form. Of course, you got to know sum of the solution and the product of the solution. The sum of the solution is negative b over a. The product of the solution is c over a, based on the standard equation. So to find them, just redraw your standard equation, and that will help you. And this is key when it comes to vectors. The axis of symmetry is along the vectors. So both graphs will be equal on both sides. So if you know the vectors, you can plot the graph easily based on what you know. And you can manipulate this to get this value. This value is coming from the discriminant. C is equal to b squared over 4a. And what is the discriminant? You can tell whether the equation has zero solution, what one solution, many solution. And this is the condition you need to satisfy. When x is equal to, when the value is greater than 0, we have what? Two solutions. When is equal to 0, then we have one solution. When it's less, no solution. It's a quadratic equation. Difference of completing of square is very, very important. Most students get confused. I think the easy way to do it is what I'm going to show you. If I give you this variable, you can complete the square. You can see a picture all together. This will be 0 here. What you do is you take the x, half of this will be 8, right? And you square it. And you're going to subtract a squared, which is 64. Right here, you've completed the square. You don't even have to think about it. Why is negative? Because this you have to add 64 and minus 64. The addition of 64, go here and simplify. And then minus 64, go behind the negative sign, the equal sign, and become positive. So to complete the square is that you don't have to do multiple calculation. Like I said, this is a quick overview. If you don't know them, you cooked. But if you know them, you good. Of course, circle is coming where h and k are what? The center of the circle. The area of the circle is pi r squared. The circumference is outside the pathway, 2 pi r. The central angle has a relationship with what? The inscribed angle. And what does that mean? If this is the center with the radii, an inscribed angle should join the vertices of this. So from here to here. If I draw something like that, and I go here, only one side is attaching to the radii. This is not the radius anymore. It's not an inscribed angle. This is an inscribed angle, and 2 times of that will give you the central angle. Sometimes you can find arc length, right? And the arc angle. Arc length from here to here is based on the angle over 360 and the circumference of the circle. If the area, you use pi r squared. This is key concept, very short overview of you mastering. And of course, this is a little bit of trap, right? Absolute value, usually people forget, students forget to add a negative and positive. It's either distant from the x 0, so it can be negative and positive. So you got to know. And inequalities, the only thing that is very painful is you forget to change the sign when you have negative and positive. These are questions, easy questions. When you're mixing them, you expect to get below 600 because everybody is getting it, you're in trouble. If everybody is getting the question right, you better get it right. Distance, you use 2 coordinates and find the difference between the r, the y, and the x, and you put it together. The midpoint is in the middle. You can use this sometimes for symmetry, but this is what you got to know. And of course, my favorite, trigonometry, very important. The sine of a sitting angle is what? The opposite of hypotenuse, where we have a right angle like that. And if this is the angle here, is the opposite facing me and hypotenuse here. The cosine is the adjacent and the hypotenuse. Therefore, flipping them, you get the tan, opposite and adjacent. This equation, I want you to know, sine of a certain angle, the cos of the corresponding angle away from it is always the same. Sine of a certain angle here, if you take a cosine of this angle, you add it together, they should be equal to 90. And this is the way they will ask you. So you got to distinguish between them. Know these are variable, right? Sine 30 is half, which is the same that cos what? 60 is the opposite. 30 and 60 are the same. Sine 60 is the same thing as cos 30, and tan 45 is 1. Remember, cosine of 0 is 1. And when they give you a radiant angle, tan is going to reset at pi. and cosine 2 pi. These are little things, if you know, going to be goldie. Crash course on SAT math, some formulas you should know. If you don't know them, you're cooked. If you like this video, check the description. You see more videos. Subscribe for more content like that and small comments. Good luck in your exams. Take care of yourself. Bye.